No.
At the bike shop here in Pakchong, Big Mountain Bike Shop. It's right next to the Tesco Lotus. Awesome bike shop. I'm just coming here because I have a broken cable on my bike for my front derailleur or front shifter, whatever it's called. The cable has broken, so I'm getting that fixed, and then I'm going to go on a group ride to Khao Yai. I thought I missed the bike group. I figured I was chasing them, and now I'm at the meeting spot, and they're not here yet, so maybe I was ahead of them. Maybe they left late today. I don't know. Back from riding, hit the shower already, went to the market on the way back, got some curry and some coconut dessert thingies that I'll show you in a second, and I had some grape juice, which was amazing. It was only like, 66 cents or whatever US. Amazing fresh grape juice, oh my god. Yeah, I realized I didn't film anything that I ate today so far. I had a big thing of orange juice and some coconut water for breakfast. Not enough for breakfast, small breakfast, and then I had pad see ew for lunch, which is like the big thick noodles with veggies for lunch. Also not enough for lunch, so I ended up having like a bunch of these, the coconut drinks and the sports energy drinks before I went out on the ride. I even had also that, I did film that sports bar, which was a vegan sports bar that was like totally overpriced, but I really wanted like some solid food. So yeah, that's what I ate today. And and also I went to KFC. Just kidding, didn't go to KFC. So yeah, I'll film this dinner, and then I want to talk about just like some advice about teaching. Like I've had some people send me messages asking for advice. Maybe some people who are having difficulty controlling their classes, things like that. So I'm gonna eat first because I'm really hungry, and then I'm gonna just talk about some of that stuff. Got 2 rice and veggie soup with some mushrooms. Coconut dessert. Alright, now that I've got some carbs in my system, let's talk about teaching. Okay, so I've got a message here. This person's saying, I was wondering if your students were ever troublesome. I saw a few of your vlogs and noticed that your students are so obedient. Sometimes they are. Depends on the class. I teach Medium 1 to 5, and they give me a hard time. Medium 1 to 5, so that's Medium 1 is like, if you're in the States or Canada, that's like grade 7. And then Medium 5 is like grade 11. They show up late, they won't pay attention, they talk when I'm trying to teach, they don't do their work, etc. This isn't true for all of them, but a lot of them are like that. Was this a problem with your students? And if so, how did you get them to behave and pay attention? Good question. A lot of teachers have problems like this, and I'm sure it's not just in Thailand. I mean, I remember when I was in high school, and especially like in French class in high school, like that was a class that we were definitely the least well behaved, because it was a French teacher who was from Quebec, and she, she could speak English fine, but like for whatever reason we were in this French class and we totally took advantage. I mean, I wasn't so bad, but I was always a good student, you know me, but most of the time, I don't know, but I was never like mean to teachers, like some kids just like, they just try to be little shits, I guess, for lack of a better word. Like they just try to joke around and impress their friends, and I don't know. So how to deal with that? Well, like in Thailand, it's nice because you're gonna have good classes, and like they're gonna be more or less organized by their abilities or by their grades, I guess. You should, like, that's a better way to put it. Like you could have super talented kids who are in like the worst classes because they just like don't do well in school or whatever, but more or less you have like all the really smart students in one class, and then you've got like the worst students in another class. You've got like a spectrum, right? So you know the classes that are going to be easy, and you know the classes that you're going to have to, like, I don't know, deal with. And not like, so I'll just talk about how I deal with those classes, right? So talking about, the classes that show up late. Well, first of all, in Thailand, it seems like I don't know, punctuality is not at the top of the list in Thailand. It's like, I don't know, it's kind of like Hawaii. When I was in Hawaii, they call it Hawaii time, and in Thailand, I've heard people call it Thai time, and it just basically means like assume things are going to be running a few minutes late. I don't think that's such a big deal. Generally, my rule is like, if it's 10 minutes into when the period should have started, then, I'll take the attendance. Anybody after that is late. Or, if all the students have shown up, or more than half of the students have shown up, then that means that the rest of the students who aren't there, they're just like messing around doing whatever. So, if they're not paying attention, like they're on their phones and things like that, you just gotta tell them, put your phone away, put it in your bag. And a lot of the time they'll just put it under the desk, and it's like, no, you can't just put it under the desk because I know you're just going to pull it out and look at it again. Put it in your bag, and then once they put it in their bag, it's usually gone. Let's see, they talk when I'm trying to teach. Yeah, that happens a lot. If that happens, what I do is I write on the board. I write like extra time, or like if it's towards the end of the day, I'll write like clean room, and all the students who are talking, I'll write their name down, and then if I catch them one time, I'll write 1. If I catch them again, then I'll write 2, and that means they have to stay even longer. And it just means that they have to, spend extra time. It's like a little detention, right? You just give them a detention, right? And that usually they get the gist. And if the whole class is talking and you can't like narrow it down to individual students, then what I do is I just write extra time whole class, and then I start a timer on my phone and I show them the timer. And basically it means that however long the timer is going when they're talking and I'm trying to teach, that's how long they have to stay after class in complete silence before I let them go. So that's another approach if the whole class is being really bad. I've done that. Kids who don't do their work, yeah, a lot of kids are lazy. You have to really just walk around class, make sure that they understand what they're doing, get them started on whatever activity it is. And like provide some kind of incentive for them to finish it, like you need to tell them, this is going to be on the test, or whatever, to just get them motivated however you can do that. But a lot of times they just don't understand, so you just gotta make sure you explain things clearly and speak slowly. That's something that you really have to remember to do, because us native English speakers, we can speak pretty fast and mumble and stuff like that, so you really have to remember to speak very clearly and make sure that everyone understands what you say. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's kind of it as far as, I don't know, my basic advice for controlling classes. A lot of the times at the beginning of you got to make a good first impression, that you're not gonna tolerate any bullshit in your class. Like, you want to be, like, I'm totally friendly. Like, I think I'm a really friendly teacher, but, when kids are talking and I'm trying to teach, like, I make it clear that that's not acceptable. You can't tolerate that. You have to, like, make an impression that you can't be messed around with, but at the same time, you want to not seem like you're freaking out and, like, losing control. Like, you got to keep your cool, but just be authoritative, I guess. Is that the right word? Authoritative? So yeah, those are my tips for controlling students. I mean, I feel like I've got a pretty good handle on. I found Madhyam 2 is like the worst year for behavior, because Madhyam 1, that's like they first get to the school and they're like all kind of shy and whatever, and then Madhyam 2, they get a little bit comfortable and they feel like they rule the world and they can do whatever they want, so you gotta like tame them a little bit. But yeah, like I taught Madhyam 2 and Madhyam 4 last year, and now I'm teaching the same students, Madhyam 3 and Madhyam 5, and I found that they've matured a lot, just like over the summer, basically. Like a lot of them are a lot, they're much better behaved now, and yeah. So, anyways, I'll leave it there. If you have any more questions, post them down below, and I'll finish the vlog here. I'm gonna edit this and go to bed. And I think I'm going to get up, go for a run tomorrow. So thanks for watching. Yeah, if you have any more questions, comments, post them down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.